workshop. And then out of that we said, everyone liked the workshop so much, let's do more workshops. So Lottie led the workshop, and it's been great. It's produced this wonderful piece of writing. So my contribution as an academic who kind of rustles around in libraries was to find out something about the poetic history of Yarmouth that it didn't seem anybody was really aware of. And it was that there was a guy in the 19th century called F.T. Palgrave who produced a book called The Golden Treasury. Any Golden Treasury fans in tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, that's it. Yeah, so The Golden Treasury. And I wrote a note at the start of the book about him. So he was born in Great Yarmouth on 28th September 1824, so 200 years ago, in Bank House, which is still standing on South Quay, just by the bridge there, just by the Duke's Head Hotel. And the book that made his name known around the world was called The Golden Treasury of the Best Songs and Lyrical Poems in the English Language. It appeared in 1861. By the Second World War, more than 650,000 copies have been published, so it was like a huge poetry book. Everybody got their poetry from it in schools back in the day. So one of the ideas of the workshop was that people in it would look at poems from the Golden Treasury, and then they would look at more modern poems, and they would sort of bring those influences together.
And there are about 15 of us. And as I write about in the introduction, we got together every week for 6 weeks. We discussed what was a poem, what wasn't, did it have to rhyme, did it not have to rhyme. And we tried out experimenting with the different techniques we looked at. This pamphlet is the result of it. It includes materials that we looked at on the course from the different poetry movements, as well as contributions from the participants. And I would say anyone interested in creative writing or who's doing it themselves, I would really encourage you to get a copy. They're just £3. They're over there on the table with other Red Herring Press publications. It's a really amazing collection of writing by people living in and around Yarmouth, responding to these poetry movements. And we're going to hear from a few of the participants throughout the night, so yeah, hope you enjoy. Thanks.
This was on week 2, which is to do with the Black Arts movement, which is really amazing.
Do you want me to do this?
Stanzas near Great Yarmouth. The air is cold, the sun obscured by cloud, the calm, dull sea like a mill pond. Orange glow over marshy flat expanse. The yellow remnant of light, but almost dark. A gusty coastal breeze comes in heavy, in full bloom, but not now. The solitary voice echoes over melancholic dismay. A parched land cracked from drought. The town shouts to disturb. In the shallows I can no longer see an orange or yellow glow. I hear the traffic sound travel through air. Almost dark now. I stand on the pavement in a group. A broken street light at midnight is buzzing with failure, sat upon its static perch. How sour my broken heart. Thank you.
What would it take to make you leave your country, your home, and all that you believe? What would it take to risk your life of your mother, brother, sisters, children and wife? Would you do it just for financial gain? Would you do it because the country looks great? Would you do it just to sponge off the stain? I think the answer's no. And I think deep down you know that they wouldn't too. It's not what they want to do. And if you only knew what they've been through, I think you'd change your point of view if it was your feet. walking in their shoes? What would it take for you to load your family onto a boat, overcrowded, patched up, not seaworthy enough to float? What would it take to be at the mercy of the sea, to be shipwrecked, washed up, stranded on the beach? Would you do it just for an easy ride? Do you think they do it because they have no pride? Pushed from border to border till they land upon our shore. We house them in temporary asylums, and you tried to burn down their doors. Do you think you're tough? Haven't you suffered enough? Do you think you're tough? Well, here's some tough love. Your children look up to all that you do, and they repeat the evil vile you spew. To repeat this cycle over again, hate and violence, all feel the pain. All feel the pain. It's your chance to break that chain and free your children from your shame. Thank you.
I believe the title, so the form of it was in response to a book by Linda Union, and the title, I can't remember which poem it came from, but it was a line from the poem, I think from the Golden Treasury. It's called Teach Us Here the Way to Find You. Hot orange hanging close with a skinned knee. Grass stains on white socks from a misjudged cartwheel, no concept of shame. Time had not yet done its thing, and decisions were easy. Rubber sole conforms to plank edge, dirt under fingernails, years later, skin there instead. Here I acknowledge the filth of it all. A cool orange readiness echoing yesterday, knees with rug burn and no white socks. A gentle lowing escapes from within, and you see me as I am so glad I don't need to pretend. Will you hold me as the sun rises and we'll pretend we're okay with goodbye? Bladder full like a taut balloon pressed against. I only notice when it's urgent, I've always only noticed them. Bare feet cling to peel and stick tile, wishing for a world where they never have to leave. We lie to each other happily, hoping it will give us more time exactly like this. Tie me in knots, why don't you? Thick hemp rope holds bamboo in a frame, oil barrels for flotation, murky depths reach up to catch. Amateur knots prove insufficient, reeds tangle, someone loses a shoe. Despite the summer, we spend all weekend soggy. Although we're all in the mud, I feel uniquely sullied and on the outside of it all, which makes no change from usual. That weekend, I learned how to put up a tent in the rain. It never stopped raining.
Hiya. So this is about memory and about living in the present. It's called And One Another in Softies. Not because I wasn't having a really good time, not because all my stories are pornographic. The past is closed, and even thinking about opening this imaginary door is draining. And at the edges, anxiety begins. Love is a verb, and everything is forgotten. The big things are just too big to feel or to remember. And how many mornings can you actually remember waking up in your 20s? Because it's like tennis, always just this point, then move on, forget, and on to the next, the now the most important. I live in a house now, in the comfort of a room, a smile, a word. My hair was red mostly, and also pink, purple, black, blonde, orange, until there was nowhere left to go but brown. The comfort of transient friendships while travelling. And isn't that what we're all doing anyway? Like tennis, always just this point, then move on, now most important, then forget. And the reward for forgetting is this. A clothes rail. I have 3 in celebration of available space, and just because. It's like a weekend morning from the 1990s in here, I said. Last night's curry on the side, listening to Massive Attack, Teardrop. I never knew those were the lyrics. Love, love is a verb. Love is a doing word. And how many mornings can you actually remember from your 20s? The morning after a night of Thunderbird, pool admiration, barstool fools, barstool seats, arguments, spilled drinks and spilled. In a hand-altered 1960s dress of green and what was it? Red hair, makeup, cigarette, a clothes rail. I'm here remembering and forgetting in order to adequately remember yesterday, this week. And if all the decades of each decade, only one morning is remembered, is it worth even bothering trying to remember? I know now is now though, because there weren't any seagulls. There was a cat, Mr. Pud, some student neighbours. We were not students, we were whatever we were, but no seagulls. I know I am here, and I know it is now, because wherever I go, even if I go somewhere else, there is always a seagull, even so. Thank you.
I do know it by heart. I'm just going to read it. Back and forth, relentless sea, sun and moon and gravity, crashing water, smashing stone. You hold back and no one. I stand upon the stones and wait for a chance she might return to me. The wind is silent, all is still, except my heartbeat and the sea.
Patrick on stage to read a poem that his mum written in the group. Yeah. Mum, give us a wave. Mary's a bit tired out from too much raving or Irish dancing. She's a bit. Rather aptly, this is called Mother's Voices. Songs in your head, books to be read, art to be painted before you are dead. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to Lottie particularly for getting me writing again, because I've not done it for a long time. So anyway, this is a poem that I wrote, and it's called For My Mother and Father. East Berlin, the meeting point, whitewashed Glasgow streets, hands off Cuba, riots in Paris, hauled into cop vans for peace. Fuck off, Thatcher, he won that one. Palestine, Algeria, moved him to tears. Welcome all, warm around the table. Her country childhood, village life, idyllic until it wasn't. His fatherless at 11, Johnny Conway's IRA family photos hinted at what was to come. My drunk uncle was all hands. Age 15, I pushed him across the room. He hit his head. I hoped it hurt. I got told off. New Year parties at Duncan and Lily's. Lily, blonde like Marlin. Everyone tut-tutted. Limbo dancing, corner bar, kids nicking drinks. Everyone sang. My uncle's drag act, my cutie's due. Mum in a black slip, holding a glass. Laughing at something, I never knew what. Comrades and pals, they taught me. Everyone is equal. Question everything. Nothing's too good for the working class.
Good evening, everyone. This poem was inspired by the Black movement, and it's going to be a little bit tricky because it's like you have different voices talking about their experiences and their hopes and their hangers and everything else. So the poem, the title is Black Fist in a Glove. And if you remember, there was the Black Power movement where those two Olympic athletes were putting the fist up with the black glove. And it is Black Fist in a Glove, Dreams Are Shit, Voices of Dissent. We were taught to hate how we look like, to aspire to what we are not. The roads are full of good intentions that festered and died alone. Dreams are shit, and the shit piles on top of piles of black bodies, tears and sweat that glisten on black skins. My fist grabs nothing. My heart wants everything. All that I don't possess, all that I don't own, all that dies in the white light of a truth, a world, a lie that is not mine. My fist grabs nothing. My heart wants everything. In the silence of the night, black bodies moving stealthily with fear, hope, love, and hunger. Dark eyes that look and see beyond this present. Full lips that fiercely whisper, tell, speak, shout their own stories. All that lives in the darkness dreams of a future that is real. A truth, a life, a world that is mine, that is ours. Dreams are shit. My fist grabs nothing. My heart wants everything. Don't you know they're talking about a revolution? It starts with a whisper. The movement takes over. We are relentless. We are reckless. We are black souls having a new becoming, a new birth, and we fly. Don't you know? They're talking about revolution. It starts with a whisper. What are we? We are everything. We are the dreams these black skins dreamed of, fought for. My soul screams freedom, but my fist grabs nothing. Dreams are shit. Don't you know? They're talking about revolution. It starts with a whisper. I look back, I look ahead. My foremothers and forefathers line behind me with their beats, the sounds of their drumming. Their songs, joy, and their words surround me, filling my heart and my head. Their blood, courage, tears, and sweat run in my veins. I am reborn, whole again. In this black fist that grabs nothing, I don't need anything else. I have my story, I have my strength, I have my power, I have myself. Don't you know? They're talking about a revolution. It starts with a whisper. Thank you.
Actually, I think this is the moment to have a big hand for Lottie at Red Herring Press.
Yay!